Hi everybody, Sarah here and welcome back to the Knitting Forecast. This is a pop-up wool show edition. At the weekend I went to a lovely pop-up wool show in Port Sunlight, which isn't too far from where I live. I think I'll show you the montage first and then we'll get into what I actually purchased. So, first things first about the lovely show. This show has been running for years. I think it might even be like 10 years or something. And this is the first time I've ever heard of it. Well, actually, I heard of it last year. Didn't know it existed before that, but I missed it. I didn't know about it till after the fact. So I made sure to mark it on my calendar this year because it's so close to where I live. It also it seemed quite illegal not to go. So I had a really great time, and it's in the cutest little village of Port Sunlight. If you've never been here and you happen to come up north, it's just honestly, it's so stunning. It's probably one of the best kept places I've ever been. Opposite the hall that the event was in, which is called Holm Hall, which is awful for me to try and say, was a bowling green which had the sprinklers on. And I just thought, oh, you don't see little villages like this anymore. Full disclosure, by the way, it is 8:30 in the morning while I'm filming this. My voice isn't up to it. I've only had one cup of coffee. It is the summer holidays. Had to get this done at this hour, or otherwise it was not going to happen. Okay, back to it. Um, so the hall that it was in is like a real old, almost like you'd see in Midsummer Murders kind of area. A bit Emmerdale Farm. If you're British, you kind of know what I'm talking about. Very old, quaint, just really nice, and accessibility wise, all right, considering like the age of the building. Had a one of those little pull out ramps at the entranceway, so people had full access in, and I only think I saw about half of what was in there. I think there's different hall rooms. But I looked at the toilets, the accessible toilets, they have one. Everything was flat for the bits that I went in. It had a cafe which looked accessible. I'm going to sneeze, my hay fever's bad. The room, the event in itself was completely flat. So not too bad considering the age of the building. I would say they did quite well accessibility wise. The toilets, the ladies' toilets. You don't see toilets like this anymore, and it's strange that I'm talking about toilets because who's interested really? But it had carpet. Those like square tiled carpets, and I just walked in and I was like, "What is it? Where am I? Am I in the wrong place?" It had the avocado green tiles on the walls, and it just reminded me of like my nan's old house or something. Don't see avocado green very often these days, used in a bathroom. So carpeted floor and avocado tiles. I felt like I'd stepped back in time, not in a fun way. Um, but the rest of the place was pretty pleasant. I paid in advance, but most people who I was behind in the queue were paying on the door. When I got there on time. Parking, there was parking, free parking, looked like the whole village was free parking, to be honest, which I also never see these days, which was very nice. But the event itself did have a car park. Um, I learned the other day that Americans call them a parking lot, not a car park. So just so you know what I'm talking about. Plenty of spaces when I arrived, but by the time I left, it was full, and people couldn't park by the time I was going. I just had a lovely time. I went with quite a small budget this time, and I did get myself some treats. So yes, when I got there, it had not long opened, maybe 10 minutes. I walked in, I was quite surprised how big it was. I wasn't considering it was only cost £4 to get in, so I wasn't expecting much. But it was so bright and wonderful. And should we just get into what I bought? So I'm going to do it in order of purchases. I went to Little Lick Yarns and I got two mystery bundles. And today's Wednesday. I went on Saturday and I haven't opened them because I've been waiting to film this. And my God, I have been desperate to open these things. But we're going to leave it till the end of the show. Each one was £5. And there's a mini skein. I believe it's sock weight, but I guess time will tell. And treats, mini skeins and treats. So we'll open them at the end. But they were my first purchase of the day, £5 each. Then right round the corner from their store, I saw them in Blackpool as well, in the Blackpool show, and that's where I purchased my yarn for the lilac hat. I might pop a picture up actually. Um, Big fan of them, big fan. Next purchase was just round the corner, and it was from Three Seas Yarn. Let's get that in properly. There we go. And look, this piece of beauty. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. It's a DK weight, superwash merino, 100 gram. The the colourway is called strawberries and cream. So the last yarn event I went to, everything was green. No green this time. We've gone pink. It's so soft. I'd spotted this from a mile off, and I was like, I've got to go and look at that. And the biggest surprise was actually that it was only £10. It only cost me a tenner. Isn't it gorgeous? I'm really into this like zebra style at the moment. Another thing that's been annoying me waiting this long to film is that I really want to get winding everything up, but I wanted to show you it all in its natural form. So delighted, so delighted with this purchase and the price. God knows why it's so cheap. God knows why. She had so this kind of light pink colourway and a more of a magenta pink, but I was really drawn to this. Yeah, very pleased with this one. It is 100 grams, 225 meters. What will be made? Suggestions welcome. Suggestions welcome. So next up, a bit more DK, and I found Bellica yarns and got these two mini DK skeins. Lighting's not great at 8:30 in the morning here, it seems. I had my eye out for DK skeins. I think, do you know, before I started this podcast, actually, I ordered from Spectrum Fibres a lovely little box of DK mini skeins, and I think it was 3 or 4 came in the box. Not quite enough to knit a pair of chunky socks, DK socks. So for a while, I've been looking out for DK minis to add to that to make some really like thick, cozy socks, but like fun looking ones. And these, I'm going to add these in. So on the next podcast, I will put them all together for you and show you what the collection will look like. But they're not part of this haul, so we'll leave them for today. Really love this one. Look at these colours coming through. I'm excited to see how this knits up. And then I just thought this one was really fun. Kind of unicorn style. So yes, these were £4 each, 20 grams, merino nylon, usual. So love those as well. And here is the details for Bellica yarns. My next stop, well, my next purchase was from Yellow Door Yarn Company, who I've also purchased from before at the Blackpool show, which was the first time I met them. So I met the lovely Sarah again with her partner, who you'll see in the video. It's probably already been up, but her partner does the 3D printing for the stall. So when you saw the cat yarn ball and the Pokemon ball yarn ball, he'd actually made them all. So there's his, there we go. There's his details, and he was lovely too. I spoke to him for a little while. And he'd actually made mini yarn balls, which I'd never seen before, but I think I might have to get one. You know, when you ball up your mini skeins and they're in this tiny little cute ball, but if you've got cats, they love those things so much. But yeah, he made these little tiny yarn balls. Hopefully I got a picture of them. And all different colours, really cute. And I think I have to get one. He also makes fidget toys. So if you've got, not just for kids, I don't know why we always assume they're for kids. Adults can need a fidget toy too. Some knitting theme, little clickers. Honestly, just so great. So go and check them both out. But anyway, here's what I actually purchased from Sarah. Some more minis. If you've been watching me for a while, you'll know that I love mini skeins and I add them to a blanket. That I've been doing for a couple of years. I'll show that on the next podcast. But just these colours. I'm really into like the oranges at the moment. And this one drew me in. So I did I purchased 3 or 4 from her last time. I saw her stall. This one. Lovely. So when I don't find attic spin, these guys are always there for me to get my minis, and I'm so excited to knit these up or crochet them up. Also from them, I picked up a really cute little progress keeper or stitch marker, whatever you want it to be, really. I love these bauble style ones. This has got little blue stars in. Can we see? These also go missing in my house quite a lot. So I like to pick them up when I can. I do like that style. Adds a bit of glam to your knitting. And my last purchase was, while I was walking around, first of all, I had in mind that I wanted to knit a hair scarf, the Sophie scarf style, in like a really dark grey or a black that I would wear all the time. Mentioned it in the last podcast because I'd seen someone else knit one and I thought it was just a great idea, but probably didn't need a full 100-gram skein. Didn't see any really dark mini skeins around, but then I went over to the Ducky Darling store and found this. It's called Midnight. So it's black, but it's not like complete jet black. There's quite a shine to it, and I'd say there's little bits of grey floating around, and it's 50 grams, which, you know what, perfect, because I think the girl in the video used 40, so this should be fine. Um, so the reason it's got a bit of shine to it maybe is because it's merino, yak, and nylon. So I didn't really notice the yak, but that's why it's so blooming soft. Hand dyed in Derbyshire, which is where my mum is from, which is nice. Ducky darlings, can be nice. I actually can't wait to start that, but I've got so much knitting on the go, but this won't take me long. I think I'm gonna do it on like a 3mm needle, which is a bit bigger than what you'd knit a pair of socks on. So I feel like it should be all right, shouldn't it? It shouldn't take me too long. Just want to get wearing it, and then I want to make a ton of colours. Probably like some autumnal orangey browns, a green one, Christmas one, dare I say. Yeah, I'm excited. So thank you, Ducky Darlings, for providing 50 gram ball like skeins. Brilliant. Delighted with that. And that's all my purchases. So I didn't go too crazy, did I? I went in with a smaller budget than I usually do for a show. And these things happen just the time of year. Summer holidays cost a lot of money. You know, you're trying to think of fun things to do, and there's not a lot for free to do in the summer. So here's the collection all together. I can pick them all up nicely. Not a bad little haul, you know, not bad at all. Very pleased with that. So would definitely visit the yarn show again. I think it was a bargain to get in. Really nice, you know, what am I trying to say? Array of vendors. Really enjoyed actually seeing. I need a sip of tea. Oh, I haven't opened my. Do that in a sec. Um, really enjoyed seeing the Cheshire Spinners. I did get some footage, and I had a great chat with one of the ladies who was sat there spinning. And she was so welcoming, trying to get me to go and spin with her one day. Um, I just don't know if I can take on another hobby, to be quite honest. But how therapeutic to watch. She finds that to be like her relaxation and what she does to relax. So for me, it's knitting. For her, it's spinning. But it was just lovely to watch them all. They were having a lovely little chat. They get together all the time to just sit and spin. And so I'm glad they were there. It kind of mixed up the what was going on a little bit. There was lots of felt and, you know, batting kinds of stuff to spin your own yarn. There was undyed yarn there that you could buy if you wanted to have a go at dyeing yourself. And I think I might one day have a little dabble in using some like natural dyes from the garden. I mean, I have to grow stuff in the garden first. So there's step one that I'll need to do. But I've seen people doing it with like avocado stones and onion skins and things. So I might have a go at that one day. Um, let's do this. Let's do this. Which one should we do first? Let's go pink. So, little liquor, number one. Is this really rustly? I'll try and mute out like too much rustle. I'll pull out the skein first. Ooh, it's got a stitch marker on it and a sticker. Okay, we've got this cactus sticker. And what have we got? This is a luxury DK. It's more DK. That's what I needed. Luxury DK, 40 meters. And we've got, it's sliding. We've got a cute little lighthouse stitch holder. Look at this lovely shade. It's say it's got a slight aqua. Maybe would people call this a duck egg blue? I love it. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. I'll add that into my socks. And this little lighthouse I might give to a friend of mine whose dream is to live in a lighthouse one day. Yeah, I think I'll get that, give that to her. Really pleased with that. Anything else in the bag? Oh, what's this? What's this? We have got more bits in the bag. We've got a little knitted with love tag to sew into something. That's really cute. And there's two of these, but I'll just pick one up. It's got a little hole in to attach to something and another sticker. That's funny. I really need to get putting the stickers on my yarn bowl now. That's my motivation to do that today. So pleased with that. Let's open the second one. Ooh, it's another bluey one. This one is a 4-ply, 20 grams of 4-ply. That's really nice. I love those little speckles coming through. Yeah, yeah, like this a lot. Okay, in here, this is nice. We've got a little granny square sticker. That's adorable. We've got a tea bag. Delicious and refreshing. Love a brew. Oh gosh, there's so much in this one. I'm glad I've got one of each colour. We have got there's two of these gorgeous little dangly stitch markers connected with a little plastic pop-off one, as well as no way. How cute is that? Those little theatre faces. Focus now. Focus. There we go. Need to get my face out of it. Yeah. Do you know what? For £5, what a good deal. What a good deal. Nice surprise DK. I wasn't expecting a DK mini at all. So yeah, made up with that. Great. Okay. So that is the lot now. That's everything. Yeah, they go together okay, for some nice socks. Yeah. So thank you for watching. The next thing I'm going to, so the next video you'll see from me, I'm going to that Granny Square event in Formby at a Modern Yarn. That's this Saturday coming. Quite looking forward to it. I need to pick up some 4.5mm needles. Someone reminds me I need to get them. Don't want to order them online if I can avoid that. So I'm going to need some from there. I'm just excited to see the place. It's been a long time since I've been. So yeah, join me then for the next video. Hopefully I'm going to be able to do that on the Monday after, because it's in the UK, it's a bank holiday that weekend, which means a lot of us get the day off work. I usually work on a Monday. So yeah, join me next time. I'm hoping I won't have to do it at 8:30 in the morning. Here's to that. Bye for now.